Dilution is the solution to opening up the state records. Dilution of the pollution is the solution to obeying the Freedom of Information laws. Diluting the pollution, diluting the sewage, and dilution of the air pollution by dumping it into the atmosphere. Just dump it in the oceans of air that surround the planet and dump all these toxins and COVID laced sewage into the rivers and the creeks and the springs and the lakes and the estuaries and the offshore. Now, ladies and gentlemen, diluting the truth, obfuscation, hiding the pee and the poo too. Hiding the pee and the poo too. That's a gang sign. That's how those politicians, they got this one and then they got that one where they use the pinky gang sign. Hiding the truth, like Andy Cuomo and the New York State Health Department and the New York State Department of Environmental Confiscation, where they strategize and plan and plot to steal people's lands under the guise of environmental protection and building a bigger and bigger or a more and a more and a more and a more land in the forest. The Royal Deer Park set-asides, like Sherwood Forest. But let's get back to diluting the truth and the delusional politicians and the delusional law enforcement that help people like Andy Cuomo hide the facts and bury the truth and destroy the records and deny and obfuscate. Got to talk about something else. Let's get you distracted over here with the Trump impeachment, and that's all Donald Trump did is he created a great big huge fiasco and distraction while they were doing all kinds of dirty rotten stuff when you weren't looking. Donald Trump, old Mafia Donnie, the master of deception, old Mafia Don. And Biden's the same way, and Obama and the Clintons and the Bushes and I can go on from Pelosi to Schumer to Sanders to Patrick Leahy, the whole bunch of them. Our government are masters of deception. They don't like to come clean. Just like with what's happening in New York with all those people that got murdered in the senior citizens' homes. You see, when you take thousands of infectious patients that have deadly disease and then you put them in with feeble old granny and sickly old grandpa and their aged elderly, the last couple of years of their lives down at the nursing home, you're going to kill them. I mean, what kind of freaking idiot moron doesn't know that? Andrew Cuomo, and oh God, your brother Chris is such a dipshit. I'm sorry, Chris Cuomo, you are a dipshit. Jeez, God almighty, folks. But yes, dilution of the pollution is the solution. Dumping huge amounts of poisons into our atmosphere from all kinds of industries, where it goes up and then it cools off and then it settles back down to the ground and you breathe it all day long. You get brain cancers and weird leukemias and lymphomas and breast cancer and ovarian cancers, and it just goes on from, rectal cancer. Wow, man. And they dump all the chemicals and the toxins and the viruses and the bacteria into the waterways. Now, coronaviruses infect camels. Coronaviruses infect bats. Coronaviruses are the basis of avian flu, and et cetera, so on and so forth. The insectivores, and no, I'm not kidding around. Look it up, insectivore sewage, and take a look where the insectivores like to eat their favorite takeout restaurants are the sewage treatment plants and all the, I don't know, stagnant sewage contaminated backwaters of the Hudson River and New York Harbor. That's why New York City and Jersey and Connecticut and, the Chesapeake Bay and Washington, D.C. and San Francisco Bay and Florida and all up and down the Mississippi and Hudson Rivers and all up and down the Ohio and the Tennessee and the Cape Fear River and the Neuse River in North Carolina, Judge Myers. That's why there's so much COVID all over North Carolina and South Carolina and Tennessee and Ohio and Kentucky. And, you're getting the picture. Mexico, China, England, France, Germany, Spain, all over the world. The breeding of the favorite food sources for the insectivores, they love that sewage because the government and the big corporations, the government and the big dirty rotten corporations and their bankster gangsters, insurance companies, and their lawyers, they love dumping sewage. It saves them shitloads of money. Get that, shitloads of money? Saves them shitloads of money. Dumping the mountain of shit down the river, like Lake Champlain. So, I guess I'm doing me now. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing me now. I'm going to focus on me because, that's what I do. Some people say I'm a selfish bastard, and I've been called an asshole several times here lately. Yeah, I'm a bastard, abusive asshole because I won't let it go. Poisoning the planet with sewage isn't very funny, Dr. Fauci and the World Health Organization and the CDC. You folks know I'm telling the truth. It's the insectivores, ladies and gentlemen. Pull your heads out your asses, do some research, and understand why dumping massive, gargantuan, unbelievable, staggering, freaking mind-bending amounts of sewage into the environment is, it's the basis of this pandemic. Oh, and in closing, all the pandemics that are yet to come, the pandemics that they're cooking up to control us well into the future, it's going to be based on all this sewage as well. So they're trying to keep this under wraps. That the air pollution and the water pollution are what are being used to spread their death and disease all over the place. There's huge numbers of people getting filthy rich from diluting the pollution and then covering up the truth, like Andy and Chris Cuomo, for starters. Now, Elise Stefanik, you bet your ass it's a big crime scene. You bet your ass it's a big cover-up, Elise Stefanik, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. Judge Kelly O'Connor. Yeah, we are. We're going to get to the bottom of it, Andy Cuomo, so buckle up your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, because the shitmeister is coming to your town.